This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, and you're listening to WNS.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 261 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can find me here eating pistachios in the studio. It's delicious.
Yeah.
You can find us on Stitcher.
You're going to say you can find me in St. Louis for dubs.
You can find me in St. Louis on the open up, blowing up like Coca Bus.
The podcast is on Twitter at WNS Podcast. What?
No, go ahead.
Did I just skip over you?
No. Good. I don't have to say my stuff.
I thought you had already. I stopped listening. When you guys start talking, I stop listening.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the podcast is on Twitter at WNS Podcast. Tyler's at Tyler_Abear. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel.
That's right. And you can also listen to us on Beyond Pod, Player.fm, and Stitcher. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
If you want to follow me, fuck you. You can't.
Any plans to make your Twitter?
Too cool.
Okay. All right. So welcome to the show. Got lots to talk about this week. We're going to dive into some feedback, going to talk about Lucha Underground, talk about Raw, maybe some Total Divas, hot topics as well. No Q&A this week, but first, how you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah? All right.
Yep.
Cool. Doug, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hanging in there?
I'm all right.
Y'all ready for the bachelor party?
I'm all right.
I'm all right.
It's almost time. It is fast approaching.
It's almost time for you, like Friday.
Mm-hmm.
From a month from Friday, you'll be getting married.
Yep, I will. It's going to be an exciting time.
Sounds like a drag.
It's a drag that you're going to. So, so welcome to the show.
Everyone always asks, people at work always ask, has it hit you can get married? I was like, no. And it didn't really hit me.
Till like the day of?
No. It hit me like later on.
Like after?
Yeah.
Like
Not
during
like
the
day
reception
after,
or something?
Maybe like a week. No, after I got back from Disney World.
Once the honeymoon was over?
Yeah. Then I got back to Real World and stuff and like all the stuff I didn't want to do. I'm like, damn it.
It's all over. All the fun.
I want to stay in like the honeymoon phase forever.
Yeah. Just live at Disney World?
Yep.
Why don't you just find a job at Disney World? Then you could go there every day.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we got lots to talk about this week. Let's dive into some feedback. First bit of feedback we have is from JSC Blues saying, worst Rumble ever. Too predictable with Triple H winning.
Can't agree with that.
Yeah. I think it was a very fun Rumble, even though we all predicted who was going to be the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go like back into my whole like quality versus surprise thing again, or maybe I will. I don't know. Should I? Will I?
Go for it. Absolutely.
I just don't. I just because you know where it's going doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, and just because you didn't see it coming doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. If you go see an Avengers movie, you know the Avengers are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the ride, not necessarily the destination. So I mean, you won't be surprised that the Avengers pull it out at the end of the movie because you know that going in. But you know they can still provide you with a quality movie.
Yeah.
As far as like the worst ever, just because I mean I can't agree because I don't even think you have to go that far to find a worst Rumble. Like I think last year's Rumble was worse, and so I think just by that, I can't agree on any level. But thanks for sharing your opinion.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in anyways. Next bit of feedback we have is from Moose. saying WWE sent out the news that Shinsuke Nakamura is coming to NXT Dallas during WrestleMania weekend. And this was obviously right before the news broke, saying, who do you think his first opponent is going to be? I would like to see a match between him and Hideo Itami.
They said it was Sammy.
That is correct. So he will be facing Sami Zayn at NXT Dallas, which I'm sure is going to be a really good show. But I think a match between him and Hideo would be fun to watch as well once Hideo returns.
Maybe a while before he returns.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
That's tough.
I think the Sami Zayn is the perfect opponent to debut him against, and I think that's perfect. But I think that's a sexy, sexy match. And I think for a while I was really not too bummed about missing Mania this year because I don't think they've done anything to really make me regret not going until like the more and more of this Takeover Dallas card keeps getting announced and like that's a fucking sexy card.
Yeah.
You've got Sammy and Nakamura, which should be bonkers. You've got Joe and Balor, and then Asuka and Bayley. That's a sexy, sexy card, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I wish I was at that show.
Okay, let's throw out some hypotheticals then, if that's the case. We stay home for Mania. We get tickets to NXT. Fly out of the local airport right over here, straight to Dallas.
I hate flying.
I know you're not a fan of flying, but trust me, I've flown in those planes. It's really not that bad.
I've flown in them too, but
Yeah.
they've done nothing to cure me of my fear.
Yeah, and
That's tough because that's a good looking card thus far.
yeah. Or, I mean, I would recommend just the flight, just because you hop on,
Right.
you land in Dallas. I could have my
It's like a
brother.
there and back.
Yeah, I could have my brother-in-law pick us up at the airport. We all go together, enjoy it, have a great time. He drops us back off at the airport. We don't even have to bring any luggage,
It's true.
and just and fly back that night, and then watch WrestleMania on Sunday.
You tempted me because that's a good looking card.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of airplanes.
Yeah, but you would also have to take into consideration you're buying a plane ticket as
Sure.
well as a ticket to NXT. So the price would go up a little bit, but I think it would be
How
something
much do you
to,
think it'd be
to
a
at least
flight to
consider.
Dallas? How much?
It depends on when you buy it, but you'd have to move really fast if you're wanting to get it any cheaper, because they can run anywhere up to like the 300 range, depending on when you buy
That's
the
just
ticket.
one flight or a round trip?
It could be a round trip, I believe. I'm not sure.
For like an hour flight, that's steep.
It is, but it's also convenience.
Sure.
So, because otherwise it'd be like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, sure. I'm probably not going to end up going. I bet, but this is
If they
the
keep
more-
adding to it.
The more they announce that card, the more I regret like not.
And
going.
Austin Aries is going to be there too, maybe. So, but yeah, it's shaping. The NXT show is shaping up to be a better card than WrestleMania so far.
It's a stacked card, man.
Yeah.
So far, they've only
I bet-
announced 3 matches, and they're like 3 of the best matches they could have announced.
I bet. You think no? The title would probably be the main event.
Oh yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Shinsuke would probably be like co-main if they don't put Bayley and Asuka as co-main. Which is
That match
actually
is hot, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah.
I want to see that match fucking bad. That is the exact person I would have booked him against.
Against who?
Sami Zayn.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I think that's the perfect opponent.
That's pretty big. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. So it should be a lot of fun, at least to watch. Next bit of feedback we have is from Julian saying, I feel like everyone starts their comments with, "What's up, guys?" including me. I'm trying to refrain from doing that, so I'll just get right into the comment.
Hey,
I was thinking the same thing with Roman Reigns. Why reward someone that you hate so much? But after thinking about it, I realized he's supposed to get a rematch for his title, but they are making him earn a match instead. So I guess that's the punishment. And to add salt to the wound, it's against his best friend and Brock Lesnar. WWE kind of leaves it up to us to come up with their logic sometimes. So interesting side, yeah. I can see that. He was the former champion. He's owed a rematch, and they don't want him to. But all right, we'll at least be fair and give you an opportunity to win a championship match or a shot at the championship. But yeah, thanks for the feedback. Final bit of feedback we have is from Joseph saying, I've been saying for years that Jericho is awful. To me, he's the worst. Get him off my TV, please. I'm all for Hunter as champion. Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said in the past few episodes, I still have love for him, but I'm beginning to move on.
Yeah.
And there's part of me that feels guilty for that. I shouldn't, I guess.
Shame.
It's more the character than anything that annoys the shit out of me.
45-year-old trying to do stuff he was popular with when he was 20. All that fun stuff. So let's move into some wrestle talk. You guys want to discuss Lucha Underground first?
Might as well, so we can keep the WWE stuff together instead of splitting it up.
Yeah, kind of keep it current. Okay, keep in mind this is obviously going to be last week's Lucha Underground.
We record on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You won't hear it till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Same night a new Lucha Underground comes out.
Yeah, so it's better than not talking about it, I guess. So it's something. Let us know in the comments if you prefer Lucha Talk or not. Because like Doug said, we do record these shows on a Tuesday. It comes out on Wednesday by the time the new episode of Lucha is, released. Although it could be a way for you to kind of catch up if you didn't get to catch last week's episode.
If you hear it before.
Yeah, that's true too. It's like, dude, or you're listening to it on Thursday and be like, that's not what I watched last night. So it was the season premiere, season 2 officially underway of Lucha Underground, and man, it started off. I love the opening for it with Vampiro in the clinic office, and they're kind of giving him the rundown. Hey man, you feeling okay? Have you had any urges to lash out or anything? No, those are all gone. And
stab.
Well, pretty close. I'm more like bite. I don't know. I thought it was a fun, entertaining opening. Not so much like fun as we're all cutting jokes and stuff, but it's like they didn't lose a step.
Let me ask you a question, because I didn't end up watching the last episode of Lucha,
Ultima Lucha.
Yeah.
You know that Ultima Lucha this year is supposed to be like 4 hours or something?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's really awesome. I know I'm jumping into this. What happened to Dario Cueto? Why is he not the...
They just showed them sort of close up shop, right? For
someone who is it? Black Lotus?
Yeah, you're
right. Is that the woman?
Yeah,
she killed someone, and Dario is basically like, you've just started a war, and I'm the only person who can protect you, and we need to get out of here.
The Dragon Azteca guy, I think, is the guy she killed.
Yeah, and so he's basically saying, we need to get out of here. We need to run.
The thing about Black Lotus, she's never been in the ring.
No, she's strictly storyline so far, which is kind of curious to me, because it's like, are we going to see her compete? Are we going to see Dario's brother, outside of his cage or whatever?
Oh, for sure we're going to see Montaza, because he's like an actual wrestler.
Nice. So,
yeah, that was the only question.
Yeah, so that was at the end of season 1.
You guys clearly haven't read the spoilers. I guess that's good for you guys.
Well,
No,
I saw a couple of the endings to the matches, but it was when they first came out,
Right.
and so it's escaped my mind.
I was actually surprised that I
it's
didn't
not
read
a
the
bad
spoilers.
thing that you haven't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's surprising I haven't read the spoilers, huh?
Yeah. That's your gimmick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dario is out, and Katrina,
Well, Dario's out as
as the proprietor of Lucha
Yeah,
Underground.
Yeah.
And so she's taking charge. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about the opening?
I thought the opening segment was fantastic. I thought they led off the season with what they do best and what sets them apart the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they nailed it. I think it's cool that they're making Stryker and Vampiro sort of like characters just like the wrestlers. Like they're going to become like as much of characters as anybody, which I think is pretty cool and interesting.
Yeah, because you're getting, in any other wrestling promotion, the announcers are just that. That's all they do. That's, they're only there to provide the commentary. In this one, they're actually having some sort of interaction outside of the ring, and, we're getting a little character development.
I mean, there's like like how they did with Cole and stuff, but that's not exactly the same way.
Yeah,
they're
that was
doing.
awful.
But I thought it was just a super cool like way to come back from break, and these like packages these video packages they do just keep getting like better and better, and like more and more like cinematic, and I think it's like what they do best, and I think it's smart to keep differentiating themselves in that way, because this is clearly, I think there is like a segment of people out there who are like aren't into Lucha Underground because they want like a real sporty version of like wrestling, and to me that's the fact that Lucha Underground is sort of like Mortal Kombat wrestling is like like what sets them apart. It's what like
it's a 60-minute adrenaline rush.
Yeah, see,
with cinematic storytelling.
I think there are pluses to that and minuses to that, but I think that it's just like their presentation is different, and I think there's room for that, because I watch like 8 hours of WWE a week, and it all looks the same, and it's all looked the same for the past 20 years. And
backstage segment, introducing my guest at this time.
I think there's room for like a different presentation. Clearly, there's room for it. I know that Lucha Underground hasn't been like financially successful like on any real level, but
they're starting to gain a following though.
Well, I think the ratings still aren't that great, but I think that just not many people get the network that they're on. Like I don't get the network. I watch it on the internet because I don't get the network that they're on. So I mean it is what it is, but you know, I find a way to like get to it, and I don't know. I think it's cool. I'm a little. How did you interpret like where we left? Because where we left off Vampiro, it made it seem like he was gonna be sort of like guiding Pentagon Jr. like a lot more.
I was wondering like what happened between that. Like I'd like a sub story.
I think we're gonna get to that. Like I think they're just like
a flashback,
building suspense to that point and stuff. Because there's definitely a lot of different shifts from like where we left off, but I think I don't think it's just. I mean, well, maybe it is. Do you get the impression that they're like just changing direction where they see fit to change direction, or do you think this is something they're going to get to and explain eventually?
I think the way that they presented season 1 so well, they know what they're doing, and so they're going to leave you to ask some questions,
right.
And then as the season continues, you're going to be like, oh, so that's what happened.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be filled with really good reveals. Like I loved, not skipping ahead, intently, but like the interaction that Vampiro had when he saw Pentagon in the ring later on. Right. It was sort of like, whoa, where do I remember him from? Kind of, So I feel like they're setting up to have some sort of flashbacks showing how Vampiro ended up in the clinic and
right.
and all that, like what exactly happened. And yeah, like you said, the production value is just so solid. I love it.
One thing I will say that I feel like is a negative for me is that, speaking of like the real cinematic feel, is that they use really different camera angles, like when they're filming the actual matches.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I don't know if it's like a stylistic choice that they're saying like some of the action seems like really zoomed in on like
right.
in spots. And I don't know if that's like stylistically a choice like you would see in a fight scene in a movie where they just zoom in on what they think is like the coolest thing or the most important thing to see. But I find it sort of not distracting, but I find it sort of like
you're not seeing everything,
discombobulating. Like I feel like I'm not getting the entire picture, and it could be just because I've got like 30 plus years of watching professional wrestling presented in a certain way, and they're presenting me with something different. So I haven't wrapped my mind around it yet.
Right.
I haven't processed.
You gotta let that part go.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a plus or a negative. I think I don't remember the camera angles being so different last season. I felt like we got more of bigger shots of the ring, and maybe it was just how I watched it because of how I got it.
I don't remember anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Did you guys not find the camera angles off-putting at all?
I'll try and take better note whenever I watch the next episode. But
they clearly use different angles than WWE does, but it seems like sometimes they zoom in too much to where you're not seeing enough.
Right.
watch it with an eye on that next week, and then we'll talk about it.
Sure.
It may just be me. I don't know. But that was sort of a negative. I wasn't able to follow the action to the extent I felt like I should be following the action from the angles they chose. That might just be how I watched it or whatever. So
Right.
But we'll see. You guys see what you think, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. But overall, I thought the season 2 episode 1 show was absolutely awesome. I loved every bit of it.
What was the first match?
The first matchup was
Phoenix
Phoenix
and,
versus King Cuerno for the Gift of the Gods Championship. And one of the things I found very interesting is that the title changed hands. And I like the concept that they introduced with the title. It's like, okay, if you're going to invoke your championship match, you're going to defend it the following week, but you're also going to have to defend it this week.
I didn't get the impression that that's par for the course. I got the impression that they were fucking with Phoenix because Mortez and Katrina have history.
Yeah, I
with Phoenix.
felt like that
could
too.
be it too.
Because the whole like Katrina and Mil Mortis are in charge thing is sort of like setting up their power dynamic against everyone else, where they just sort of put him at the unfair advantage.
Well, even in season 1, Dario made it known. He was like, "If you can't cash this in whenever you want,
Right.
you have to give me at least notice."
But the fact that once you do cash it in, you have to defend it like before that. I think
Right.
I took it as Katrina fucking with Phoenix.
Yeah, but I mean that would also be an interesting concept of it. It'd be like, okay, if you're wanting to earn it, or if you're wanting to cash this in, you got to make sure that you're the one rightful to hold it.
Well, I mean, winning the belt should signify you're the one.
Oh, yeah.
Rightful to own it.
That could have been a lucky fluke.
So they may have addressed this last season. I just forgot. But if you cash in and it's unsuccessful, the pieces disperse again, right? And you have to collect them again.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
But that's only if that's not the belt changing hands. That's if you the title shot and then if
once
you lose the title
once
shot,
there's a championship match,
Right.
the pieces are dispersed again.
Then the pieces were like
Medallions.
medallions
Yeah.
that fit on the.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cool ass belt to get.
That would.
That would be freaking
I'm
awesome.
waiting for something like that to pop up online with a replica because those are pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. I
were
would
you surprised?
save up to buy that.
Were you surprised that Phoenix lost the belt?
I was actually. I was
too.
pretty surprised, kind of shocked, and and the fact that a heel is holding it while a heel is champion. It's kind of.
I
was like, I
I wasn't surprised because of look who's in power.
Yeah.
They also had that weird. Katrina had that weird interaction with him backstage where she's like, "Hey, I gave you this, so don't fuck with." How did you take that? Like he's not going to cash in on Mortez or something, or just walk the straight and narrow with us
It's like
or whatever.
you like. I kind of felt like, hey, she said like, I gave you this. Don't mess with Mortez or whatever.
But I mean, Mortez is the champ. He has to mess with Mortez to use it. So I don't know why. So that's sort of weird. I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. I kind of get the impression that he's going to go babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is getting pretty over with the crowd.
Yeah, they didn't shy away from it either. They just like shot the portions of the crowd that were into him.
Mm-hmm.
So how they filmed the episodes? Was it multiple episodes in one?
They sort of do like.
They didn't do all of them. Huh?
Well, I hear they tape them like out of order so that people don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. I like that.
But that might be bullshit. They can't. They're not supposed to be able to say anyway. If they find out that you're the person and they got like spoilers out, I guess you don't get tickets anymore or whatever.
I wonder, was there any spoilers that some people threw out?
Yeah, but I mean, if they trace them back to you, I mean, obviously I've read the spoilers, so I
Yeah.
know that they've gotten out. But
There are spoilers out there, but
If
it's just a
they-
matter of tracking down. All right, who was the one who did
like
it?
if I went to the show, if they gave me tickets and I attended the show and I came back on the podcast and talked about what happened, they would like not give me the tickets anymore.
But I would figure out there was a way that they couldn't trace it back to you. But
Well, I'm sure
Anonymous emails and all that. Yeah.
don't worry, I was not at the show. I don't know what happened.
I wasn't even there. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, dude, the match itself, King Cuerno and Phoenix. Oh my God, slaps galore. What is that one move that he did where it was sort of like a tombstone, but it wasn't?
he has him in that position, but he pancakes forward instead of like down on the head.
But man, that was a really entertaining matchup. I really enjoyed it.
Well, the thing that I think is crazy is when Phoenix does that. It's like the springboard, but into the 450, but he doesn't do like the normal springboard. He does like the split legs, like between the ropes, like springboard thing. Where you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like bloop,
Yeah.
bloop. I don't know how to describe it.
With the bloop bloop.
I know what you're talking about.
But I don't know, Tyler. What do you think about the matchup?
It was really fun. I liked everything, you know. I know we're gonna go match by match, but like I was just happy in general. It was back, and because we didn't think it was gonna be. You know?
It kind of felt like a breath of fresh air, like something that you've been needing for a long time, you know. And it's something outside the norm, and it's worth checking out. But yeah, King Cuerno ended up defeating Phoenix to become the new Gift of the Gods champion. So we'll have to see how the story plays out on that. Maybe they're expecting him to be their trump card in case Mil Muertes loses his title. So it's like, okay, well, if he can't get it back, you cash it in, you get it. So you're working with us. We'll have to see. But
there was a segment backstage. Well, that was already filmed, but Katrina talking to the trios of Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc.
Yep.
And Ivelisse was saying, "Oh, you can't divide us. We're stronger than ever."
Yeah, we spent the last year trying to get past everything and finally group band together.
Group therapy.
Yeah.
First off, I gotta say, what do y'all think of Angelico's new gear? It is green as fuck.
That's like motocross.
Yeah, it does look super motocross.
He does kind of like portray the guy who would.
He rides the They ride the motorcycle. He rides like the dirt bike or whatever. But still, it's like too like motocross for me. Like I can get with the crazy ass costume.
He just needs like a Red Bull sponsor sticker across the chest or something like that.
It's like a little too motocross for me.
Yeah.
I don't mind the color though.
Yeah.
What do you think of his hair? It's a blonde now.
I'm cool with his hair.
Yeah. What's wrong with his hair?
That was different from last season. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Katrina's hair is different. She's rocking like the bangs and all that.
Yeah.
That even threw Kelsey off. She was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's Katrina." She was like, "The same person from like." And we were watching Ultima Lucha, getting ready for it. She was like, "That's the same person?"
You just give her the lick, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Oh, it's her.
Kelsey was like, "I would not. You could not pay me to lick a sweaty dude after wrestling a match like that." She's like, "I wouldn't lick him normally. A normal person."
I think she don't give a shit.
You didn't say, "What about me, baby?"
No. I guess I don't lick. No. We're so close to the wedding. I don't want to ruin it now.
That's when she said Muertes. Y'all all three are gonna. He said y'all all three are gonna fight, and whoever wins gets a title shot tonight against Muertes.
I don't think I'd marry someone who wouldn't lick me if I was sweaty.
It's a requirement.
All right, that's good to know, ladies. For those who might be interested, if you're a licker, hit up your boy.
Kelsey
Doug.
I'm not saying it's like
Kelsey wouldn't lick you.
I'm not saying it's a requirement. I'm just saying like I felt if someone would like wouldn't lick me even if I was sweaty, and I'm just saying anywhere. I'm just saying.
Would you lick someone if they were sweaty?
If I was gonna marry them, I think I would have to be able to lick them if they're sweaty.
All right, I will ask Kelsey to see if she'd be willing to do that.
You gotta text her right now because we might have to call the wedding off.
Oh,
because
shit.
I don't think because if she says no, when they say, "Does anyone object?" I'm gonna throw my hands up, be like, "I can't, in good conscience, let this happen."
This lady will not lick him.
She would not lick him if he was sweaty.
All right, I'll text her. And
It's an emergency.
No context though. Just be like, "Yeah, would you lick me if I was sweaty?"
Yeah, just straight up say that. Yo, do it.
I am.
I like that.
It says yes or no. Would you lick me if I were sweaty?
There we go.
Okay, there we go. She's gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?"
She's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" And you have to be like, "I can't give you any context."
Yeah. All right. So let's while we wait for a response on that, let's talk about the trios match. Son of Havoc, Angelico, and Ivelisse.
I know I've already asked this already. Was this an altered voice, or was that Son of Havoc's real like?
It's definitely altered.
It sounds altered to me.
What are you talking about, man?
I thought he was just doing his Batman voice.
What are you doing?
It has sound like.
I thought he was just giving himself like a deep voice. I didn't know. It was
No, it's definitely altered. It's deepened because
you can tell it's his voice though.
it is his voice, but it's,
Well, I thought he was just doing this.
no. But
Why? That's a weird choice, huh?
just to make him more imposing. I don't know. Because, no offense to the guy, but he's a tiny little dude.
He's got that big-ass beard, though.
He does have a big-ass beard.
Awesome beard.
Rocking the beard.
Pull it.
But yeah, let's talk about this trios match. What did you guys think about it?
I thought it was good. Nothing out of this world, but it was, like, serviceable of the story. She was going to, like, have to go and compete again. And it was almost like they didn't, even though they were willing to fight each other for the opportunity, it was almost like they didn't want to, like, hurt each other. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
It's like they were last season so dysfunctional and they're finally all on the same page, and then it's like, we don't want to, but this is for the title. And
It's for the title.
right.
That's the most important
shot at
thing.
the title.
Yeah.
Shot at the title.
Most important thing. Shot at the title.
Was it? I don't know if I'm jumping ahead. Was it this match, before this match, or the next match where Katrina licks her? No, or is that the?
She didn't lick her.
She goes after Melissa Santos.
That's who she licked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Doug said, I thought this match was pretty good. The knee to Evalise's face looked really sick. There were a couple spots that were pretty good.
Oh, by the way, I watched this match. My dad came in on this match, and he watched the next match. He could not believe that a girl was wrestling these guys.
You tell him, man, that's messed up.
He's like, these guys are bigger. Well, that other guy's the same size, but that other guy's taller than her. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening, though. But she's doing pretty good, though. And then whenever she gets hit, it's like, oh, man, she is out.
We just need to have your dad watch wrestling with us.
Yeah.
Like, we just need to have him with us one day.
He's fun.
Or watching it.
He's fun. And ridiculous.
Just get commentary. It'd be really fun.
That person can't win because they're too small.
But the ending came, and your winner of the match, Evilise. So good on her.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those good things where it shows that, hey, we don't care if you're a guy or a girl. If you can hang with us, you're gonna earn a shot.
You know, I like that. I really like, and I know it can be dangerous, but I like the matches like that, you know, girls versus guys, because the girls kick butt. They really do, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's I think gender is especially not a big deal in like situations like this, because they're clearly like way more into like this is a crazy like action adventure thing than this is like a legitimate sport. They're clearly way more on that side, and like no one says when they're playing Mortal Kombat like Sonya can't fucking fight the dudes, or no one says like Wonder Woman doesn't get to punch Darkseid, she has to just punch the girls. Like no one makes that distinction like in other media, at least I don't think. And so I don't know. I just don't think it's out of place, especially not here.
Well, it's not out of place here, but you know, like, you know, WWE, you don't see guys versus, you know, wrestling girls.
Yeah, they've never done intergender. Well, they've done intergender.
They have.
But it's in a comedy style.
They never done it super seriously.
Right. But yeah, it was, you know, enjoyable, and that set up the main event for the evening: Mil Muertes versus Evilise for the Lucha Underground title. But before the matchup could even get going, the Disciples of Death showed up and took out Son of Havoc and Helico.
Aren't they the tag champs?
Yes.
They
Or
didn't have
trios
belts.
champion.
Oh yeah, sorry, trios. They didn't have the belts.
We've really done a huge disservice to Lucha Underground by not, up until this point, mentioning the fucking throne that Mil Muertes sits on in like the first season. Now, it's my understanding that this is I couldn't really, just because of how they shot it, I didn't really get the impression that it was a different set, but it's a different set this year. Were you able to pick that out by looking at it?
Well, I mean, that's
not just that they added the thing, but like it's like a new building.
Like if you look at certain places, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But if you look at certain shots, I mean, of course they want it to look like the other one.
Right.
But if you look at certain places, it looks different.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to that. Like, I knew that he was in the place where the band normally was.
Right.
Like, they would always have a band for the shows. And the throne, the badass throne was there instead.
That's really fucking cool.
It's so
super fucking cool.
I was like, oh, that's Shao Kahn right there. He's watching.
looks cool.
He's watching people fight for him. You know,
Yeah.
Like,
It looks
it'll
cool
amuse
with
me.
the mask and his. What's the color of his eyes?
They were like bright green or something, weren't they?
Yeah, it looks cool.
I don't think they're green. I think they're like a whitish,
Oh.
or like a weird. I don't know.
I want to say he had like a green hue or something around him or something. I don't know.
Shao Kahn. He doesn't fight until it's his turn. He watches everything.
Yeah, it's like you will fight, and I will watch you suffer.
Finish him.
But yeah, the throne was pretty badass. But then he descended from his throne to face Ivelisse, and Angelico and Son of Havoc were taken out of the equation. So it's a one-on-one situation.
Carried out.
Carried out. That's right. So, thoughts on the matchup?
I thought it was well worked. They did a lot to establish Mortis as a dick, because I felt like, I felt like last season he got a lot of like positive reaction from the crowd, and they've sort of like gone out of their way to be like, no, Katrina and Mortis really are the bad guys, and they've been like, not only did they have to get their chance, they had to fight like a match before, but they get their chance immediately after the triple threat.
Yeah.
And
we're going to take out your buddies.
Sure. And I think they worked it well, like from the psychology standpoint of her being so much undersized than him. I thought they worked that well to where he was just sort of bullying her, and nothing she could do as far as like strikes or anything like that really like mattered to him. And I thought that was well worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, I like where we got to the point where he's just like got through fucking around. He's like, well, I'm just gonna fucking end this. Yeah. And he just sort of like kills her with the flatliner or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I should not be so flippant with the words in Lucha Underground, because people actually die in Lucha Underground. So he didn't actually kill her. He just like put her away like the match.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like smartly worked, and I have no problems with it.
Very cool. One thing I would like to talk about, and I'm jumping back to the very beginning, was Matt Stryker's car. What do you think about that?
I'm not a big car guy, but I thought it looked well on camera. Like I'm not like look at these rims and shit. I did wonder why he had the tarp over it when he was just like standing
And
up.
the fact that Vampiro was the one that pulled it off, I'm like, okay, so that's his car out in the middle of the desert. No, Matt Stryker's going to drive it.
So was it like, hey, a bus actually dropped me off here, and I'm waiting by your car. I knew you're getting out today, and like,
I don't know. It was weird. It was cool. Yeah. It was one of those things you don't really need explained. I'm just being
and it was one of those where it's like, okay, you're out in the middle of the desert, but the car is covered, so that technically that should be Vampiro's car, because he removed the tarp to reveal the car, and then Matt Stryker was just the one who's driving.
I thought the same thing at the beginning. I was like, how did he get there? I mean, he didn't drive it.
It's just a cool shot to make them look like cool guys. It's fine. Yeah, I got no problems with it.
It's much darker, bro.
I actually left my regular vehicle there, and we're taking yours.
So after that, we did get to see a segment with Black Lotus and Dario Cueto. She picked up some drifters who were looking for an underground fight.
I don't think they're drifters. They're just like dudes like we heard of this fucking underground fight club. We got to go see this shit, man.
Yeah. Well, it'll cost you $20 to get in. Maybe they should have charged a little more, because those guys didn't come out.
So I think he was just fucking with them because obviously he could just go and pick up their wallets after the fact.
Yeah.
So where is this supposed to be?
They're like on the road. You know how he had Montanza like in the trailer or whatever? They're just on the road somewhere. They clearly, because they showed like the little underground, like Lucha Underground was just like spray painted on something. He just like chunked them in the like whatever, like 10 building or whatever.
Yeah.
So I assume that they're going to make their way back to the temple.
What I think is we're going to eventually get like a Katrina, like Dario, like showdown with like her people and his people. That's sort of.
And
like,
that's when Black Lotus will be there.
Black Lotus against Katrina. Mil Muertes versus versus Cueto's brother. We'll see. But overall thoughts of episode 1, season 2?
Fun.
I missed the show. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah. It is, like I said, a breath of fresh air.
It left a hole in my heart. Now my heart is actually complete.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys watch out for those fucking camera angles and let me know next week.
All right.
Also, was it in last season, did they ever show commercials of merch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I don't know.
It was
why
just
I
like
don't remember that.
brief little snippets.
They did it.
Go to elraynetwork.com and get your Lucha Underground t-shirts.
Now they're on like Lucha Underground or whatever. Like they're on like you can get them from Pro Wrestling Tees now too. They have their own shop there.
Nice. And some exciting news. This does dive in a little bit of the hot topics, but third season of Lucha Underground confirmed. So we will be getting a third season of Lucha
That's
Underground.
Cool. Also, tell them the other news.
Yeah, for those of you who have iTunes and haven't gotten a chance to check out Lucha Underground will be coming to iTunes a little bit later on this year.
Well, they're gonna sell the episodes individually.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Or possibly like a bundle season.
Right.
You know.
Which me and Tangle talked about this the other night, but like, that's cool. But
Cool. I'll
want
throw
it-
them some money there because I gotta pirate all their fucking shows. I don't get the channel.
I would love for it to be put on disc. You know,
It's the past, man. They're not doing that.
Okay.
They're a forward-looking company. They're not looking to the past.
Yeah. Would you buy like a knockoff brand where someone downloads it, downloads the episode and puts it on a DVD?
if it's good quality.
Okay.
Well, don't do that because it's not your.
You did not hear anything. Nothing will happen.
It's not your copyrighted material.
No, I mean like if someone purchased it on iTunes and made a backup copy and you just happen to steal that backup copy from them or something.
Oh, hypothetical.
Yeah.
I would probably get that.
Okay. Or
So is it already up, or it's just going
it's
to
going
be
to be coming out a little bit later on this year.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I like owning the footage, so I would definitely throw them. I will definitely buy whatever the fuck they have.
But yeah, we'll be coming out on iTunes a little bit later on this year. I would really like to see a physical copy of Lucha Underground for those who, aren't into the digital age like Tyler and myself.
Well, no, I'm just saying that they especially don't seem to be the type of company who's going to go that route.
Yeah.
They are clearly like a forward-thinking company, and physical media is sadly in the past.
Dying age.
Yes.
It's sort of just, all right, well, we might put it out there for you. Kind of like they're not making DVD movies as much. It's like Blu-ray and DVD combos. It's like, oh, just get this, and that way you have both.
I mean, look, I'm a physical media guy too, but as long as it's DRM free, which I guess iTunes isn't, but I will, I just want to own the footage to watch at my leisure. Like, I don't want to pay to rent shit.
Right. See, that's something you could do, Tyler. You can just download it off of iTunes and have it put onto a DVD.
Yeah, that's probably what you have to do.
There you go. So,
Can't do that.
Can't.
don't spoil that for them.
You're trying to set me up.
What?
Like, they don't
What
even.
an asshole.
What? No. Come on, man.
iTunes is.
You
has
think I'm that
DRM,
kind of
dude.
guy?
They don't. They're not even MP4s. Like iTunes is like their own proprietary like file format, which I think you can change. You can swap to MP4, but I think it might be tricky on some stuff.
Ask Sushan. I bet he knows. So,
Like I don't know. I'm just fucking telling you what's up.
no, like he might know how to change
maybe
it and all
so.
that. So that'll do it for Lucha Underground for this week.
That'll do it for us.
Let's dive into Raw as we get closer to Fastlane.
I like how Tyler said that'll do it for us. Like he's done. Like we're done with the show.
Yep. See y'all later. Check it out next week. Make sure to listen to us on Beyond Pod, Player.fm. No, not yet. We kick things off on Raw with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out, cutting a promo. To be honest, I was kind of zoned out from what they were saying because I think I was eating dinner at that time.
You were.
Mark-ass Buster, not Vegas.
I know, and I was playing with Reginald. But
Now that's a Mark-ass Buster.
I was trying to get him to run on his wheel, and all he would do was poop.
Yeah, he pooped a lot.
Count Dooku.
A lot.
Take an account Dooku.
Well, take us through the segment with Paul Heyman cutting his promo.
Well, Heyman just sort of came out, acknowledged the Wyatt things from the Rumble that they didn't touch on because Brock wasn't there last week, and basically said, "Yeah, you fucked him out of the title, but he's going to take care of you at his own leisure." And then they sort of turned their attention to the triple threat match, and they sort of went down Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, which led to
Dean Ambrose
to
coming
come out. And I guess Ambrose got in his face, and I guess in his face is an overstatement, but he he just went down and basically said, like, people think I'm crazy and stupid, but I'm not crazy and I'm not stupid. And I just wanted to tell you, man to man, I want that belt. And that's my intention. He's like, I know I'm in for the fight of my life. I know I'm going to Suplex City. I know you're going to beat my ass. I know Roman's going to beat my ass. I'm not looking forward to it, but, I'm going to do what I have to do. And
I want that title.
I'll crawl to WrestleMania to get the title.
Yep. I thought it was really well done. And the fact that he was like, hey, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to tell you, man to man, face to face. This is what I'm expecting. And I thought that was an excellent choice for them to do for Dean Ambrose instead of being the comedic and comical, wacky kind of guy.
You're crazy and wacky.
I'm wacky and crazy.
Yeah, it's clearly like the most like character development he's had in forever, maybe ever. And actually maybe the only like serious character development he's had.
I thought it was funny when he said, "Yeah, you're gonna take me to Suplex City." It's like you're gonna beat me up. You're laughing. It's like, "Yeah, I'm going to."
Yeah, it was good. Good
well,
little
they
interaction.
Didn't have much of a choice because they really shouldn't put their hands on each other yet.
Mm-hmm.
And like a good way of being around that is like Ambrose just being like, "Hey, I just want to see what all the fuss was about," and Lesnar just sort of laughing it off, like he didn't necessarily take him super seriously.
I thought maybe Dean was gonna be like the crazy guy and be like, "You know what? I'm not scared of you," and get in his face.
Well,
that's how I thought it was gonna turn out.
He did say he wasn't scared of him, and basically we got an update. Is that what you're chuckling about?
Yeah. Sorry to cut you guys off.
Not good. We're sort of like
so the text said, "Yes or no, would you lick me if I were sweaty?" She said, "Is this for the podcast? Because that would determine my answer." I said yes. She said, "If I got paid what they got paid, then yes."
We don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
No, I guess meaning Katrina and the wrestlers. If she got paid what they get paid, then yes. And I said, if not, she said probably not.
Oh man.
Well, straight just for like love,
The wedding's off.
No.
This is a sad day.
No, it's not off.
So she would.
It's all right, man. You're gonna get through this.
Yeah,
I know.
So if someone gives her money, she'll marry you.
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways,
you're taking this way too lightly.
I am. That's okay.
It's some serious stuff.
That's okay.
We need people to weigh in on this.
Would you not lick her if she was sweaty?
Well, first question: why would I be licking her?
Irrelevant. You're not
I think it's quite relevant.
You're not close enough to that woman to lick her sweaty cheek?
I mean, if I felt the urge, I'm sure I would.
Well, then I'm okay with that.
Maybe that's the same situation. Maybe she just wouldn't feel the urge to lick me if I were sweaty.
Listeners to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
Would you lick your significant other if they were sweaty?
No. We're not to that point. I'm saying, could you marry someone who wouldn't lick your sweaty cheek? That seems preposterous to me. I mean, I'd probably lick someone's sweaty cheek I don't even fucking like that much.
No.
I don't even seem like it's a big deal.
So if you came over and I just got done mowing the
I'll
yard.
lick your fucking cheek right now. Is this what we're building to?
Well, see, I'm not sweaty. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I had just gotten done mowing the yard or something and it's
like a little drip coming down.
I'm talking like mid-July.
I'll get that for you.
100. I appreciate that. That's good to know.
I need some of the extra salt.
Okay.
Hey, come here.
Man, I'm sorry. You want to hug it out?
Maybe. We might have to get some hug action in here. No licking for tonight, but
no licking.
I can't believe your wedding's off. This is sad.
How much she getting paid?
For the record, yeah. How much is she getting paid?
Nothing. We get paid nothing.
No, how much she getting paid?
Oh, Katrina?
No, his fiance.
She didn't get paid nothing because we're not getting paid nothing.
Well, I don't know. She just lick someone out the goodness of their heart.
Tell her. You wouldn't lick Daryl's sweaty cheek?
I would.
I know you would.
Heck, man, I eat stuff off the floor.
Right?
This is going to be very, very gross. I'm about to say a gross story.
What's the last thing you read off? Are you going to tell us what the last thing you ate off the floor was? Because that's what I was going to ask you.
No, I don't actually remember.
When's the last time you
I don't actually remember. I did that actually in front of Briley, my niece, and she's like, "Ew." I was like, "It's still good," but I don't remember what fell on the floor. I don't know. But the thing that's gonna be gross was because I was dared and I did it, and Daryl was putting her feet in my face, like get your feet out of my face, and I was like, she goes lick it. I was like, what would you do if I licked it? She's like, that'd be gross. It's like, yeah, right. I go, I touched it. It's like, ew, she's like, you sick? I was like, yeah, I just licked your foot. Now what?
That's pretty gross.
I don't care. I don't care.
That's pretty gross.
I brushed my teeth.
You crossed the line.
Hey,
you TNA motherfucker.
Well, there are people out there who are a fan of that.
I mean, I'm not gonna get
Tony
her foot.
Alice for one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get her foot like, hey, baby, give me that foot and lick it all the time. I just
Lick her
like
foot
you
and
would-
then like rub it on your face, and then have her lick your face.
oh gosh.
Like, yeah, I mean, I guess like if I was like married to some chick and she like wanted me to lick her foot, I guess I would have to. I would feel like I would need to. You know, like,
She dared me and then she took it back, so I did it.
but I'm like really not in the feet at all.
Me either.
Like, I don't even want to see him.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't like when I'm walking around barefooted.
Yeah, it's just annoying. I mean, put some fucking shoes on, you hillbilly. You-
what are you, a caveman? Come on.
That's when I had
We're
flip-flops
civilized
on.
technology.
See, I have shoes on right now, but when I had flip flops on in here, and then I was like, oh, my feet are getting hot, so I take my flip flops off and I'm just walking around. And he's like, put some damn shoes on.
It's just weird. Like, you're not even at your house.
That's true. That's true. It's like, when they vacuum this carpet?
It's been a while.
Ugh.
I mean, look at all the dust that's on the
If you had to
keyboards and
guess,
stuff.
if you had to guess what the last thing you ate off the floor was, give me a category like a chip, or would you eat something sloppy off the floor, like something like with sauce on it or something?
No. Like spaghetti
Like
or
some
something?
Mom spaghetti.
So you wouldn't eat spaghetti off the floor?
No.
What about,
What about like some chopped beef? Like if you ate it, like if you're eating a chopped beef sandwich and you took a bite and some of it fell on the floor, would you reach down?
Well, there was a scoop of ice cream that fell on the floor, and it was still hard, so I put some water on it because there was like some dust and stuff on the ice cream. Because I didn't want to waste ice cream.
it didn't melt on the floor?
Some melted, but like it was frozen. Like
So what did the water do?
it just took the layers off, like the top or
the layers.
the top layers of it. But like the core of it was still pretty cold.
Was it solid-ish?
Ish, yeah.
All right. So you wouldn't eat spaghetti off the floor, but you would eat ice cream off the floor?
Okay, let's be honest. I would probably eat anything off the floor.
That's what I want to
Well,
hear.
if it's been like 5 minutes, no. But if it's been like maybe, I don't know.
What's your second rule?
What's my second rule?
Or do you do a 5-second rule, 10, 20, 30, 60?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I found some hard candy on the ground that I don't know even how long it's been there. I might have eaten the fucking hard candy. Hard candy seems like
Was it in the wrapper?
no, just on the ground.
Oh.
But hard candy's sort of like the cockroach of the food, like of the food family, right? Like it would like survive like a nuclear explosion.
that's
or
true.
something, right?
Well, I don't know. It could melt it.
Depends on what is, I guess, on the inside. Like
Right.
if it's a gobstopper, it's like a jawbreaker. So you can just remove
know
one
what
layer.
You know what I think is a good rule for eating off the floor is consistency.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Yeah.
eat something soft and mushy off the floor.
No.
Yeah.
There's this one of the schools I drop stuff off to. There's this pack of ramen like outside, and it's been there for days,
Can't
right?
wait to see where this goes.
It's been there for days, and then like it would rain and stuff. The next day we went there, and then someone took the package. They took everything out and left the seasoned pack on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Like
What flavor?
I think it was chicken.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? I was like, that thing was soggy, like soaking wet because it rained like the past few days or whatever.
But why just leave the flavor packet?
I don't know.
Maybe
You
they
ever
were
do the
hungry.
thing where you're eating ramen and you have to like add like 2 of the packs or whatever, but then there's always like your next little thing of ramen doesn't have a flavor packet because you need to double up on the flavor, or
They
put
need to
like
get the extra
sasheries
flavor.
in there. Put like Tony sasheries.
I've never put Tony Sasheries, but I've done a double thing.
Yeah.
I don't eat ramen. Sorry.
Have you ate anything off the floor?
Like if I drop something and I pick it right back up, yeah.
Yeah.
But anything longer than maybe 5 seconds, I'm like, well, that's going in the trash. It also depends on the cleanliness of the floor.
That too. Yeah.
Like if I were to drop something,
Man.
if I were to drop something on this floor right here, I'd just throw it away.
Coward.
Well, that dude just walked past us and he had dog shit on his shoes, and then you're gonna pick that off the floor and eat it? Yeah. Oh yeah, back to Raw.
Back to Raw.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be back.
All right.
Oh yeah, so weigh in. Would you eat stuff off the floor, and also would you lick your Sinig? Your other partner.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't fucking talk.
So, first matchup for Raw, we got to see Kalisto going up against Rusev. And this is one of the things that I mentioned. You should have had your dad with us watching this matchup.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because there's no way little Kalisto could have beaten Rusev.
Well, you were in and out through this match.
Yeah.
You were playing with Reginald. I think you went to the kitchen and all that stuff. Because there's certain things like, I know I mentioned, I don't like that Hurricanrana, like, that he gets the person's head and kind of slams him to the floor.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look realistic to me, or he doesn't pull it off. I think maybe once he pulled it off well.
Yeah.
But the other times, it's like, this time with Del Rio.
Well, and also with, like, really big guys, it's hard to...
Del Rio's not that big, though.
Well, this was against Rusev.
Well, I say Del Rio. Rusev.
Well, he was on commentary.
Oh, because, yeah. Rusev, but I don't know. Smaller guys, you think it would be better?
Yeah. It'll look more
Because it was like,
convincing.
hey, I did that thing, and already fell into the ground, then he does it himself because he realized,
he's a big guy. And as fast as he is for his size, he's still not in that category of speed. So it would be, kind of difficult for him to run that kind of matchup.
I only remember certain things, but I think I was also looking at Reginald too. So.
Yeah. Well, Kalisto ended up getting the win via countout. Doug, any thoughts on the Kalisto versus Rusev match?
Oh man, his little Hurricanrana, like to the kneeled opponent or whatever, like they whiffed so hard and like Rusev sold it anyway.
That's what Tyler was mentioning.
Well, I wasn't in the room, assholes. Don't ask me then. I like the finish. Like, I don't want to see Rusev getting pinned, and Kalisto shouldn't be losing either.
Yeah,
so
shouldn't have these two guys.
So if you're going to do the match, this is a fine finish for it. I got no problems with it.
Yeah. So not too bad, but Kalisto does end up getting the victory, like I said.
So let me ask you a question about that. Most of the time, does it seem like that Hurricanrana, they get that guy's head and it slams him to the ground? It doesn't connect that well, it seems like.
I think it usually looks a lot better than it looked on Raw.
He says that it's better with smaller guys than big
it might
guys.
be better.
Well,
with
he's
smaller
short
guy.
and Rusev is like a bigger guy.
I know. Like I thought I counted at least like 3 different times it didn't look that good.
Might have been the camera angles. I don't know.
Could be. Are you talking more about licking?
A little bit.
Okay.
So the next matchup, we got to see the Grammy Award-winning Usos going up against the Social Outcasts. And,
I did a replay of that.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
she messed up.
Yeah, everyone does it, but do they really need to put a spotlight on it? Oh, check out what she did.
Yes.
Yeah. They were minus Bo Dallas, and also Bray Wyatt was not there either because WWE legend Blackjack Mulligan was hospitalized with a blood clot, and he happens to be their grandfather.
Yeah.
So, we're hoping all the best for him to make a full recovery.
2016 is a motherfucker.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man. It's like
As far as health and death and whatnot.
one after another, man. There's like more people like passed it away. It's sad, man.
Yeah, not to mention, I guess, Brett, but we'll talk about whatever.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring that up. They went up against the Usos. Went up against the Social Outcasts.
I called it.
Yeah,
because the Usos came out and like, who else can they verse? It's like they're not versing New Day because they're in the main event. So I was like, Social Outcast.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're trying to establish this new brand, being the Social Outcast, But then you also have the well-established Usos, and I don't know.
You help put them over,
Yeah.
Like I was telling Daniel, like I feel the Usos are gonna be where they're gonna be right now. I don't think they're gonna be elevated anyhow. Like it's just their spot, and they're more elevated than Social Outcasts. So they should have like a feud with them. They can help them out, but yeah.
Here's a quick little update. I said, she apologized for saying probably not. I said, it's okay. Tyler and Doug said the wedding has to be called off. She says, I understand. I realized my mistake as soon as I said it. So she is.
There's hope for her, but you have to make her pay.
She's remorseful.
You have to make her pay for a while, though.
Okay. So can the wedding still be on?
We're on a trial basis. We'll see. We'll see.
30-day trial, because that's about how far we are from the wedding. So, all right.
We'll see.
She plays her cards.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any thoughts on the matchup itself? Usos and Social Outcast?
No, it wasn't very good.
Okay. After that, we got to see Miz TV with AJ Styles, and
See, I didn't know where they were gonna go with this because they mentioned earlier it was like Miz and AJ, and I'm like, okay, are they gonna move on to Miz instead of Jericho?
No, they're just setting up the match for SmackDown.
Yeah, well, that was before the Jericho talking to Renee Young and all that stuff. But Miz has done this before where he hasn't talked to that person and just doesn't give him a mic and just talks over him the whole time. So he's sorry it happened.
Yeah, and you could tell the second that AJ sat down because he didn't have a microphone to have. So
and I told you exactly what one part of Miz is going to say. I knew it.
Bringing up Daniel Bryan.
He's like, yeah, it's like I mentored Daniel Bryan. He was the internet darling, all that stuff. I was like, I bet he's going to say that. He did.
Do you think this is indicative of like Vince's like feelings on AJ? Like they compared him to Daniel Bryan, which they sort of only reluctantly got behind.
Probably.
I think so.
Another one of those internet darlings. This'll shut him up. If we make Miz go out there and say mean things about him, the crowd won't get behind him.
Well, I thought Miz played his part well. I mean, it's basically the only part he can really he really has a lot of value in is doing this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, AJ's not a great talker anyway, so
no,
I mean,
he's not the best.
He let his actions speak for themselves this week, which is probably for the best.
I belong here.
Yeah. So after Miz TV, after Miz was berating AJ Styles, calling him a rookie, and
is that just Miz's gimmick? He's trying to mentor people now because he tried to do that with Neville too.
Well, yeah, I think they cut that off.
They did, but it happened.
Mm-hmm. But then AJ Styles snapped and attacked.
And I thought they were gonna have a match on Raw, but I guess that's if people want to see AJ, that's a good selling point for SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Come see.
Lost twice in a row. You wrestled on SmackDown.
Yep. So after that, we got to see Charlotte going up against Brie Bella in just a singles match, no title on the line. Brie Bella actually ends up getting the victory after they talked about Nikki Bella's neck surgery, which was successful. So we'll have to see how all that all plays out. But any thoughts on the matchup itself? Shocking to see Brie get the win?
A little bit. Because I sort of feel like she's going to get the title shot at the pay-per-view. Yeah,
I feel the same way. I feel that that's going to be good to hold over until WrestleMania.
So you don't have to...
You don't have to do damage for Becky or Sasha.
Or do a bullshit finish.
Yeah.
God knows I didn't know about those.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be Brie versus Charlotte at Fastlane, leading into Becky and Sasha versus Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cool. After that, we got to see a very short matchup between Big Show and Eric Rowan, with Big Show getting the win, and then the Wyatt members.
That thing that JBL said, "Why are you doing this, Big Show?" Or what did he say? And I was like, because he said, "Can't believe Big Show did that to them," or whatever. And they're like, well, yeah, because he got attacked by the Wyatts weeks ago.
I don't remember
exactly
that.
what he said.
I don't remember. But yeah, after the matchup, the Wyatt family beat down Big Show and slammed him down onto the steel steps to establish dominance. And Luke Harper let out a loud, "Hey, nerds!" So, anything to take away from the matchup? No? All right. After that, we got to see a squash match. Titus O'Neil versus Tyler Breeze. Tyler at least got some offense in, but Titus O'Neil ended up with the win.
That dude's always going to lose.
Super short match.
Yeah.
Not really much to talk about.
Tyler Breeze is always going to lose.
It's sad. But after that, we got to see a pretty solid matchup. Match number 2 between Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. Last week, Kevin Owens got the win, and this week it was the other way around with Dolph Ziggler getting the victory.
Like Kevin would have won. Like he was going to win again.
They had a lot of good hopeful spots.
Ziggler, man, needs to stop bumping crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, he bumped on his own finisher. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Whenever he came down with a zigzag, he bumped off. I think this is bad booking. I'll say it. I don't care if they are just trying to make up some direction for Owens. He should not. He's beaten Ziggler 100 fucking times, and I don't know what the point is in him losing to him here. They need strong heels, by the way, anyway. So keep him strong. I don't think he should have lost this match.
That one where he's in the corner, he bumped and looked like his head ricocheted off the turnbuckle.
The chest first into?
Yeah.
That was a Bret Hart tribute spot. That's
was
a Bret Hart. The going into the corner chest, that's a Bret Hart. That was a shout out to Bret Hart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And then that time that Owens super kicked Ziggler.
Yeah.
That one time right in the chin. It looked sick.
Pretty sick. But yeah, like what you touched on earlier, Tyler, I was watching the matchup just going, dude, Ziggler, you gotta chill out with the bumps. You're gonna break your neck with whiplash or something. It's just crazy. He needs to chill.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. I don't know. But Dolph Ziggler does end up getting the victory, which will probably set up a match at Fastlane or something. After that, we got to see the boss, Sasha Banks, come out and say that it's time for her to go her own way. She came out alone, and that's what she's looking to keep that way. But then Naomi and Tamina come out, say, hey, we were expecting this, and, we'll still support you. We got your back. We're just going to go do our own thing, but we'll still, watch your back. It's all about unity. Unity.
U-N-I-T-Y.
Unity. And that prompted a match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. The match never really got underway as, Becky got thrown to the outside and Naomi and Tamina were looking to start some trouble. And then Sasha Banks rolled to the outside. It's like, no, I got this. Y'all need to back off. Or, I'm on my own. I don't need y'all. And then Naomi and Tamina took it upon themselves to attack Sasha Banks, which caused for a disqualification, getting Sasha the win. And then Becky said, well, that's not right, 2-on-1. So she evened the odds, and Sasha and Becky stood tall. So do you think this is a face turn for Sasha, or it's just a way for her to separate?
I think it's just a way to get her on her own, because they didn't embrace or anything. They played it like we don't really trust each other.
Hey, that's not right. They're attacking her, even though she attacked me at the pay-per-view. I'm going to help her.
Yeah.
Well, Becky's one of the best baby faces on the roster. She didn't say, she just was for one, they're heels. And
she's one of the only solid baby faces on the roster right now.
She didn't go and give her a hug after. She was just I'm not going to watch them jump her or whatever. I just even the odds. They didn't hug it out or high five or anything. They're just
high five.
Becky's the only one who has not flip flopped in the past 6 weeks.
Well,
aside from Natalia,
with the with the exception of somebody like Sami Zayn, she's one of the best pure baby faces they have.
Nice. So but yeah, Sasha Banks does end up getting the victory, and then we got to see a backstage segment with Chris Jericho talking about everyone's talking about AJ Styles, but I've been watching him. And I'm gonna keep watching him. I'm gonna watch his match. Yeah, I've been thinking about you.
Yeah, in the shower.
I've been thinking about you. gonna watch his match on Thursday on SmackDown. So it's kind of a heelish kind of tease, I guess. Any thoughts?
Well, I think it's
Which is inevitable.
Yeah, they'll either probably do the AJ keeps beating Jericho until he gets frustrated and turns, or they'll do babyface, and they'll do like even Steven booking, which will be the shits.
What, you see this as something in Fastlane and then transition into Mania, or just Fastlane?
Depends on if Jericho flip flops or not. If they both stay face, then it's probably going to be even Steven booking.
I guess if they keep on to it, they can stretch out to Mania, so after Mania they have something ready for AJ, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know.
Who knows?
So I guess we'll have to see how that all plays out. After that, we got to see another very strange backstage segment with R-Truth and Goldust. Apparently Goldust likes chilling out on toilets barefoot.
Man, you got doo-doo on your foot.
Any thoughts on this segment?
I mean, obviously they're going to eventually get it together and tag.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess that's good for R-Truth. They don't have nothing else going on for them and stuff. Did you ever see? I don't know how.
I'd be happy just to have Goldust on the show in a wrestling capacity.
Yeah. Did you? I don't know how far back it was. Did you see that thing on YouTube about all the wrestlers came to the ring for R-Truth's birthday?
Yeah.
And he's 50.
Yeah.
He's not 50.
Oh, there it is.
He's like 44, 45.
Somewhere around there. He's up there. In wrestling age, anyway.
And he did that flip, and everyone was like,
Oh, snap. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm 50. I'm not 50.
After that, we got to see the New Day come out, talk about their opponents and the child who was dancing.
Dude, that kid was shaking his ass.
Yeah, he was. He was having a good time.
His dad was encouraged, like, shake that ass, son.
Shake that booty. So, yeah, more funny stuff from New Day.
Hey, look at me. I'm pelvic thrust.
Yeah, and we want to say a special shout out to our boy John David Guerra of Nightmare Pro Wrestling, who earlier this evening, Tuesday evening, sent a tweet out to Xavier Woods, or sent out a picture that he had been working on. Go to Xavier's Twitter and you can check it out. Bootios, the cereal for New Day.
Yeah, you got to show me that. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I like it.
Booty, booty.
More awesome work from John David
Rocking
Guerra.
everywhere, rocking everywhere.
And he's also started his own YouTube channel where he's doing sort of a Monday night draw. And if you go and listen to it, and I posted it on the podcast page last week.
You miss new booty.
Get it together. Bring it back to me.
You can you might be able to hear a certain voice in the background. So
Bubba Sparks?
yes, Bubba Sparks.
Booty.
There's the Bootios.
Damn, that is good.
Yeah,
That is too cool.
I like it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, you saw it.
I show up to podcast on time, so I've already seen this.
No, I was here before you.
That's why you were in the
Oh,
back.
you were here.
Yeah.
You were taking that Count Dooku.
You got doo-doo on your foot.
So after that, we got to see the main event of Raw. Dean Ambrose.
When I got here, I didn't see your truck, and I was like, God damn! I know Tyler was bitching about traffic, like before I even left my house. I was like, he's not even here yet. But you were here.
Yeah, he was. So main event time. Dean Ambrose teaming up with Roman Reigns going up against the New Day. Any thoughts on this matchup?
It was all right. I think I was excited because New Day was in the main event, and I just liked them in general.
Yeah,
But it was a fun little thing. Nothing else really.
cool. Doug?
I mean, not really. I mean, normally I'd be have a problem with like the tag champs like losing, but it's not like Ambrose and Reigns were like some makeshift tag team. They teamed together as the Shield for like a long time, and they've even teamed together
Since then.
consistently since then. And they are in the title.
They're brothers.
I would have a feeling that they would go over strong.
I mean, I'd rather them have done and not just let Brock come in and not and not do a proper finish. Where I don't think they needed to beat the New Day. I think that was a situation where they could have gotten away with doing a no finish. But of course, it feels like anytime they feel like they can't beat someone, they always fucking beat them. And when it's the other way, they're like, oh, we can just do a non-finish here. I just don't get it. I don't know.
I don't feel like it hurt them though. But
yeah, they're not really built on being like dominant like ring guys. So.
yeah. I think there's something I'm forgetting. Something that the New Day did that was funny.
Moving and gyrating.
Oh, that's always funny, but I don't remember.
With Big E sticking his tongue out.
Nah.
Oh, they did that like 3-man like. Arm
That was
thing.
funny, but I thought there was something else though. I don't know. Oh well.
Because
Oh, I forgot to mention throughout the night.
Day rocks. New Day rocks.
Triple H was talking to Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
backstage, and I was like, yeah, "You let Dean Ambrose stand where he was. He got in your face, and
He got to live to tell the tale.
is it soft in Suplex City?"
Ooh. Oh, sick burn. Oh, he got you,
We'll
Brock
find out at
Lesnar.
WrestleMania.
Oh, he got you. Sick burn. That just eats away at you. So Ambrose and Reigns end up getting the victory over New Day, and then Lesnar's music hits. He comes to the ring, attacks Ambrose, and delivers an
After
F5.
the match, Kofi and Xavier took out Roman out of the ring, and I think Dean was still there, and that's when Brock came in and did the F5.
Yeah. So that pretty much does it for Raw. Fun and exciting stuff. So with that being said,
And now, Total Divas with Doug and Tyler. Mostly Doug.
No wonder people call you fat on Twitter.
Shut up! I have to say, I feel like a real diva.
You are a grown-ass woman.
Hey.
Hey.
It's Total Divas time.
See, I only got to see like part of this.
Oh, you slack ass.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
slacking ass.
I watched it, but I watched it last Wednesday, so I don't know how much I remember. I know that one of the big storylines was Foxy and Paige not getting along. It was something like Paige's homies were like hairdressers or something backstage for the show that she brought with her, I guess to try and help them out and get some work or something. Somebody said something about them having tables, which Foxy sort of like clued her in as a friend, like, hey, they're talking shit about your friends being whatever, but don't tell them I said that because it'll just start a bunch of shit. And I think Paige just like hopped on the phone anyway and like started like complaining about to whoever who said whatever about her friends, and this like created some giant rift.
They didn't say, "Oh, it was actually Foxy who said it." No, I didn't know how that feud started. I didn't see that part.
Well,
so.
I don't know if the person who started all the shit like was revealed to her that it was Foxy, or if it was one of those things that she would have been the only one who would have known. I don't think they really got to that. She was just sort of like, you betrayed my trust.
And right before they went to a commercial and they were coming back and they're showing a preview where they were like in a match or something and Paige wouldn't get up for Foxy or something like that.
They played it like she was like sandbagging her and like just like wouldn't cooperate. And so they played it up like Alicia was getting stiff with her out of frustration. So it was sort of weird.
Was it 2 weeks ago or last week where on Raw they're like, Paige doesn't like Alicia Fox?
Well, that was like
Was that the week of?
preview for this or whatever. There was something like all that shit happened, then the ring shit happened, and then there was like Paige got some tweet while she was eating with her fiance saying that Foxy. I like how we only call her Foxy when it's Total Divas. I don't know why. That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like, Foxy unfollowed you on all social media or whatever, and it was like this.
Oh,
thing.
that bitch.
Did she say that?
No, I didn't see that part.
I think she's like, I don't care. I'll go Lone Ranger for a while or something like that. What else happened? What were the other things? Oh, there was the Natalia TJ stuff where TJ had the surgery.
Well, it was cool that they showed parts of Cesaro. When he was there and stuff.
Yeah,
that was the time period when they were tag team and stuff.
Yeah, I like how I guess they're like legit best friends now or whatever since they started teaming together.
Cesaro had to help Natalia because Natalia's like, oh well, people are gonna forget about me when I'm not there, and I'm gonna lose my spot, and blah blah blah. And
I like how you just showed up with like all those like balloons and shit, like random weird balloons. And she was like, "Let me get a picture," and she was like, "Are you gonna post this on Twitter?" It's like, "I don't need everyone to know that I'm like a good friend or whatever."
Because I am a good friend because I'm here. And
yeah, I don't know, but I get okay. So that was TJ's having all those problems. She was conflicted between wanting to stay home to help him like get along and take care of him and be back on the road and like whatever. And he was sort of just like, "I got this, go be on the road or whatever." And they invited her to that NXT show. I don't remember which takeover it was supposed to be, where they wanted her to sit in the crowd, and she's like, I'm a performer. I'm not someone who like sits in the crowd.
They
didn't even end up using her.
I didn't see it that part, but I know that WWE sent her to some little cat convention thingy.
That's right.
Like, it's like, oh, here's WWE diva Natalia, and she is the biggest cat fan. And
no, they said that she's like the
biggest cat person,
the biggest cat lady, or
cat
like the
lady.
most well-known cat lady, or something weird.
And then like they showed like Grumpy Cat was there or something.
Whatever that ugly cat is, that's like
Grumpy Cat,
as ugly as her cat or whatever.
Yeah,
They're
the thing
both
is
ugly.
like pissed.
Yeah.
But I was like, they would send her to some sort of cat convention or.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Hey, let's talk about cats. Cats,
I can't remember what the other thing was though. Was there not a third one?
Yeah, it was the Bellas with John Cena, Nikki and John Cena, because John was like talking to her about stuff. Well, first the Bellas were talking about what happened last week, how John was like saying, about Dolph. I'm not gonna call him Nick because that gets confusing. Was saying that he can get me kids, a husband, all that stuff. And
he said
like, you can go on. It's like, I'm shocked that he didn't fight for me, like.
Well, this week he drops the bomb that he reconsidered and he's willing to marry her on the condition that he still never wants to have kids.
No kids.
So she has to like choose between marrying.
So she's kind of excited a little bit.
Well, she's sort of like 50-50. She's
50-50. Well, at first she was kind of like.
She basically has to pick between like marrying him and never having kids, or not marrying him and never having kids. So
Did we talk about this? Is this a legit thing with John Cena not wanting kids?
I don't know how much of a work it is. Hey, we should also say that much like, even more so than Lucha Underground, we're like a week behind with Total Divas.
Yes.
Because we record on Tuesday and the new show comes out on Tuesday.
But you still get the update.
We should have put this like right after the Total Divas drop, and so that would have been smart. If we were smart, we would have done that.
Week late. And then what ended up happening at the end? I didn't see that with the Bella.
I don't think she made like a call. She was just like, I've got a lot to think about, or whatever.
Was there anything else?
I don't think so.
I think that was it. I think the previews for like. Was it next? No. They showed Eva Marie. Was it Eva Marie?
Next week, or I guess probably on right now as we're recording, the new girl from Tough Enough. She debuts on.
I
Total
saw like a
Divas.
preview of it, and like all the girls like, oh, like what is this? And Paige is like, didn't like it at all.
Well,
What the fuck is this?
Well, Paige was on Tough Enough. She was a judge. How would she not know who the fuck she was?
No, she had kind of have the attitude like, I can't
Who
believe
do you
she's here.
think you are?
Yeah, like that.
All right.
I swear,
That's
like,
different
they
than
didn't
who the
bring
fuck is
Sarah
this?
in. Like, oh, who's this ring rat? Oh, we got this ring rat here.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Wrap this shit up.
Girl, bye.
I like how she's not even in the show anymore. We
Yeah.
still use it.
Yep.
It's ours now. We've inherited it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all right.
congratulations,
She's
guys.
on the show.
Don't
There's
fucking
no
rush us.
Life-
Don't fucking rush us.
lifetime achievement.
There's no Vinny too, man. Like Vinny's been long gone for like 2
Aw,
seasons,
That's so
or maybe
sad.
like 2.5.
I know you
3.
guys are
What if they get their
so
own
bummed.
spin-off on the network?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Vinny and
his
Cam.
hookah shop.
Beast mode.
Beast mode.
Wow. All right. Well, going from that to something a little more serious.
Wait,
Okay.
and he has a hookah shop?
He had a business.
Is
with
that what it
hookahs,
is?
but I don't know if it's a shop now. I haven't checked up on it, but
Oh, entrepreneur.
yeah.
All right, go ahead on. man.
Moving up in the world. So to talk about something a little more serious, Bret Hart announced earlier this week that he is battling prostate cancer. So it's very, very difficult, and it's going to be a very long journey for him, a long battle. But it's something you never hope to see someone in general or someone that you grew up watching have to deal with. And the wrestling community was more than outpouring in support for him and showing their affection. And we here at WNS wish him all the best and hope that he can beat cancer and go back to being the way he is. Any thoughts about it? Any?
No, I mean, obviously it's an awful, awful thing. I think that I'll preface this by saying, like, don't get the impression that I'm saying that any cancer is good, but I think that prostate cancer is like one of the best odds of cancers you have as far as winning the fight. So I'm hopeful in that respect that
Right.
he will come out okay in this.
Yeah, because I think it's like if you have like lung cancer or something, then it's
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think prostate is one of the more winnable things, but that's not to say it's going to be any cakewalk or anything. Don't think that I'm like taking lightly. I'm just saying that looking for the silver lining here. It's like he has a good chance of beating this.
I just know I was fortunate enough to meet him at Comic Palooza one year. Got an autograph and picture from him, and he was as nice as can be. So I hope that he's able to overcome this and get back to 100% health, and wish him all the best. So Tyler, any input?
Just the same. Wish them the best, and it's sad.
So we'll have to see how it goes. And we'll keep you updated as we find out more information. On the injury list, I don't know if you guys saw this, but NXT star Ty Dillinger is reportedly gotten injured.
10.
Is that 10 days, 10 weeks? How long is he going to be out?
10
But
weeks.
yeah, it looks like he injured himself in a matchup with Sami Zayn at a house show. He did like a flip over Sami Zayn and just landed awkwardly. And just one of those things.
Part of it,
Yeah, it can happen anywhere at any time. And another injury to add to the list, TNA star Davey Richards was injured during the TNA tapings this past week. And TNA announced that it was a meniscus issue. So he'll be out for a while.
Talk about Angelina Love's baby daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those of you who are interested, going on this weekend, National Pro Wrestling Day. So, Doug, anything exciting that the
I don't know
fans
if
need to know?
I don't know if they're. I don't think they're actually streaming it live this year. I think it's
really?
just you got to be there to see it or whatever.
Interesting.
I might be wrong about that.
Have to look into it. So,
While he's looking that up, also people who downloaded WWE 2K16 Future Stars pack. Well, it's off the network right now. There was a bug. I downloaded it. It breaks your universe mode and messes it up. Where you won't be able to play it. Mine eventually. I mean, it hasn't like bricked it, but it's deleted some certain stuff. So.
So be on the lookout.
Yeah, they took it off the market and they're gonna fix the problem and put it back out there. So hopefully, I don't know for the people who's already downloaded it, because I don't know how you delete that DLC. To be honest with you, I don't know how you delete certain things.
Well, I'm
for
sure they'll
that.
just issue out a patch.
For the people who already have it, so you can play it regularly on like regular mode, just not universe mode. So
Okay.
look out for that.
Cool. There you go.
I don't think it's streaming this year. I think you just have to be there.
Okay.
It's free though.
Yeah. So there you go. That's going to do it for us this week. No, like I said, no Q&A, but if you do have any questions for us, make sure to post it on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, or our Facebook page, WNS Podcast.
Yeah, just put it on there. If you have any more questions to talk to Daniel about licking and
Licking
stuff like that.
or 5-second rules or anything like that. All that good stuff.
Well, I feel like asking you what you would and wouldn't eat off the floor is as good of a Q&A as we could have hoped for.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us know what you would and would not eat off of the floor, if you would lick your significant other's face if they were sweaty, and if you have any wrestling-related questions, feel free to submit those as well.
If you got any wrestling-related questions, just fuck right off.
Yeah, fuck right off.
We don't do that.
Yeah,
Well,
also, if you're wrestling someone, would you lick them while you're wrestling them?
Okay.
I don't know.
So, like I said, WNS Video for YouTube, WNS Podcast on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Hmm?
That's you.
ahead.
That's
Oh.
you, sir.
You can find us on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
The podcast is on Twitter. It's at WNS Podcast. Daniel is at WNS_Daniel. Tyler is at Tyler_Abear. And I'm just not on, so
There you go.
deal.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the podcast crew. I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler A. Bear.
I see dead
He does.
All right. And we will catch you all next week.